For 12 years, Emma lived in a world that never truly felt like hers, moving from one foster home to another, carrying a small suitcase and a big silence. She had learned early that people came and went, promises were temporary, and forever was a word adults used only to sound kind. But everything changed the day she was placed in the care of Daniel Hayes, a quiet, soft-spoken man who lived in a small house at the edge of Willow Ridge. Daniel, a carpenter by profession and a foster parent by heart, wasn't extraordinary in the ways the world counts greatness. But to Emma, he soon became the one person whose presence felt like home. Daniel never pushed Emma to talk. He gave her space, time, stability, all the things she had been denied. When she arrived, she barely spoke 5 sentences a day. She ate alone, slept with the light on, and woke up terrified from nightmares she never described. But Daniel noticed everything. He put an extra lamp in her room, made her favorite pancakes every Sunday, and left her little notes of encouragement on the fridge. Slowly, the walls she'd built began to crack. She started speaking more, smiling more, dreaming more. And through all those years, Daniel stayed, quietly, constantly, lovingly. He taught her how to build birdhouses, how to fix broken things, how to stand up straight and look people in the eyes. He attended every school meeting, every recital, every milestone she reached. Though he was only her foster father, he treated her as though she was the reason he woke up every morning. Emma never said the words aloud, but she felt them deeply. He's the only real dad I've ever had. When Emma turned 16, the social worker suggested something unexpected: adoption. Daniel had never dared ask. He feared Emma might feel pressured. But when asked privately if she wanted to be adopted, Emma whispered, yes, but only by him. And that was how they found themselves in a crowded courtroom months later, facing the judge who would decide if Daniel could officially become her father. The judge began with formal questions, her tone firm but warm. Daniel answered every question honestly: his income, his stability, his record, his intentions. Then she turned to Emma. Do you have anything you would like to say before I make my ruling? Everyone expected Emma to simply nod or say a polite yes. Instead, she stood up slowly, hands trembling, eyes shining with years of emotions finally rising to the surface. The entire courtroom fell silent. Daniel held his breath. Emma looked at the judge, then at the audience, then back at Daniel, the man who had given her more love than she had ever believed she deserved. Your Honor, she began softly, I've lived in many houses, but I never had a home until I met Daniel. Her voice cracked, but she kept going. Everyone calls him my foster dad, but he's been my real dad for years. He's the first person who ever waited for me, believed in me, stayed with me. She swallowed hard, wiping a tear. I used to think I was unwanted, that the reason no one kept me was because something was wrong with me. But Daniel showed me that I wasn't broken. He fixed my heart long before he fixed anything else. Daniel's eyes filled, his hands shaking. Emma continued, voice stronger now. So today, I don't want a new last name just because the law says so. I want it because I finally understand what family means. I want it because he's my dad. And I want him to be my forever dad. Not foster, not temporary, just dad. The judge removed her glasses, visibly moved. After a long, emotional pause, she said, I don't think there's anything more to say. The court happily approves the adoption. The courtroom erupted in applause. Daniel covered his face with both hands, overwhelmed. When Emma walked toward him, he opened his arms, and she fell into them as though she were returning to a place she had always belonged. For the first time in her life, Emma felt something she had only dreamed of: permanence. Safety. Home. And Daniel finally heard the one word he had waited 12 years to earn: Dad.